Okay, good day, everyone. Greetings from wherever you are in the world. My name is Alan. I am the Vice President of Education for the GBL Toastmasters Club. We're a fully online club, and I see we got two guests with us, uh, Tenaye and Ashley. Welcome, guys. Later on in the meeting, we'll invite you to say a couple words, give us some feedback in the meeting. So I hope you do enjoy it, and I hope we set some level of what it means to be in a Toastmasters club and specifically a GBL club. We are a small club, we're online, and at the end of the year, normally our meetings are a bit smaller. People got end of year commitments at work, but we are a very close-knit family, and everyone here will vouch for the warmth that we all bring at meetings like this. At our Toastmasters meeting, we are led by a Toastmaster of the day. That's like an MC for our entire meeting. Today's Toastmaster of the day is Geraldo Argyle King. He is a distinguished Toastmaster hailing from Guyana and lives apparently all over the world. She visits clubs at random. I'm sure she may tell you one or two anecdotes about that. So without further ado, I will now ask Geraldo to take control of the meeting and lead us through today's agenda. Geraldo, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President of Education, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to our Toastmasters meeting. Our theme today is Thanksgiving. If you're in the US, we know Thanksgiving is barreling its way down at you. We're thinking of what are we eating, whose home are you going to, what time is going to be dinner, but most importantly, you want to start thinking of what are you grateful for. So today's meeting, our theme is thanks, giving thanks, gratitude, Thanksgiving. In every meeting in Toastmasters, there are speakers, there's evaluators, and there are other teams that support us to help us. Our goal is to provide an environment that helps you grow as a speaker, communicator, and as a leader. And today's meeting is just that. We have many roles, and they're all filled today. And I want to introduce to you Ade. She's our general evaluator, and she will introduce our leaders for today's meeting. Would you please help me welcome Ade?
Ade, welcome. Before you continue, we left a critical part out of the meeting. Unfortunately, we do not have all of the role players. So at the last minute, can we ask a few of our Toastmasters to take those roles? We have the R counter and grammarian, two roles to be filled, as well as a speech evaluator for myself.
Okay.
Yeah. Ade, do you want to put me in as our counter?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Say I could do all counters and some timing as well, but if you want to do that, that's fine.
Okay, and we need someone for grammarian and a speech evaluator.
Okay. I'll be your grammarian then. How's that?
Okay.
That's perfect. The word of the day is in the agenda.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Alan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who would evaluate my speech?
I can do it.
Thanks, Geraldo. All right. Sorry for that interruption. You may continue.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Alan. Greetings, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. The purpose of the general evaluator is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting, during the meeting, and I will take note of everything that happens and doesn't happen. I will evaluate each participant on the meeting program and look for good examples of preparation, as well as delivery, enthusiasm, observation, performance of duties. At the end of the meeting, I'll give my report. Helping me in my role are a tag team and speech evaluator who would evaluate the prepared speeches. I will call on my team one by one to introduce themselves. Help me welcome Toastmaster Kerry, who will be our timer, as well as our grammarian for the day. Kindly introduce yourself, Toastmaster Kerry.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ade. I am here to be a dual role today, but dual roles with this limited area is pretty easy. I will first start as your grammarian, and I am putting in to the chat right now our word of the day. Oh, let me copy that. I'm sorry, I lost my agenda. It closed on me. There we go. So our word of the day is rhapsodic, and the definition, the spelling is RHAPSODIC, and the definition is experiencing or marked by overwhelming, usually pleasurable emotion. An example of usage is that the jingle used in the commercial is a humorously rhapsodic celebration of fast food. I will be putting that word of the day into the chat for everybody to see. I'll correct that misspelling if I can. Nope, can't do it. Okay. Toastmaster Ade, do you wish me to continue as grammarian?
Yes,
Or go on to timer?
Yes, please.
Okay. So the other thing I will be doing as grammarian is listening for use of the word of the day when people are giving their speeches. And I will also be listening for proper use of grammar, and everybody who speaks, no matter if they're giving an official speech or if they're speaking impromptu or in between some of our officially scheduled speeches. Thank you, Toastmaster Ade.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kerry. And next is Toastmaster Tara, who will be our counter. Please introduce yourself. Thank you.
Hello. As the ad counter today, I will be tracking those kinds of pauses that sound like so or repeated words. And I will give you a count at the end of the meeting. Just a little way for us to try to be on our really best communication behavior. Thank you, Adi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tara. At the end of the meeting, I will give my report. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Harry, you wanted to say something?
I was going to say, for the benefit of our guests, I would like to maybe go back and reiterate that what I would do as a timer for timing, because they may not be able to interpret what the timing issues are.
Sure, go right ahead.
I will have, as a timer, I'm going to be timing, the table topics, planned speeches, icebreakers, and any kind of evaluation speeches after the speakers. So at 1 minute, I will raise a green card. Let me show you what that looks like. Basically, it will just turn my background to green. But let me show you that. So at 1 minute, I will turn my background to green for impromptu speakers. And then at 2 minutes, I will go to yellow. Oh, sorry, it was 1 minute, 30 seconds for the table topics. I will green at 1 minute, 1 minute, 30 seconds is yellow, and then 2 minutes is red. And so then when we progress to icebreakers, I don't believe we have any today, but hopefully you'll come visit us again and give us an icebreaker speech. The icebreaker speeches are 4 to 6 minutes in length. And at 4 minutes, I would do the green card. And then at 5 minutes, the yellow. And then at 6 minutes, we'll do the red. Most other speeches today will be 5 to 7 minutes in length. And at 5 minutes, of course, I'll do the green card. And at 6, I'll do the yellow. And at 7, I'll do the red. And when the evaluators speak, I will also be timing them. So for the evaluators, at 2 minutes, I'll raise the green card. And then at 2 minutes, 30 seconds will come the yellow card. And at 3 minutes will come the red card. Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. I just wanted to make sure I was clear with the guests how we were going to be changing my background as to why, and so that they don't get confused.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kerry. Then back to you, Toastmaster of the day. VTM.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Thank you to her team to get us started. As we give thanks and prepare to listen to our first speaker today, I want you to think about what this holiday season means to you. In Toastmasters, we have prepared speakers. Sometimes we have anywhere between 1, 2, or 3 speakers. Today, we have 1 speaker, and he is a phenomenal speaker. So I want to prepare your hearts and minds for him. He's our Vice President of Education. That means he helps to design our agenda, and he works with our members in helping finding their mentors, matching mentors with mentees. He lives out in the Midwest, and he is from Trinidad, and I know that he just loves food. His speech probably today might be about Thanksgiving food, but you have to listen. Today's speech is entitled, Well, Well, Well. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, please help me welcome Alan Samaru, giving his speech 5 to 7 minutes. Well, well, well. Here we go.
Toastmaster today, members of the executive, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. I bid you warm greetings. I am an old man. How old? Well, if we're counting years, then I'm almost 50. But if we're talking health, then my fitness app alleges that I am almost 75. At my physical last year, my doctor and I discussed the results from the usual tests. We had a serious conversation about areas of concern, primarily those relating to my family history. Bottom line was, I needed to make some changes and make them immediately. I've put these changes into 3 categories of wellness, and well, here we go. First, well 1, physical wellness. As a teenager, I was very active in sports. I played basketball, I played football or soccer, and I wasn't very good, but I kept at it, and I was very athletic. I even did weightlifting, and I had a lot of muscles and a nice six-pack. Some people even call me the Greek god. But let's transition now into university. And as a young adult, I started to slack off. Didn't go to the gym as often. I stopped playing basketball after my second year, and football was now a spectator sport for me. That lack of exercise caused me to become less fit, and I found that I could not do or be as active as I would usually like to do. A 5-minute walk sometimes left me huffing and puffing, just trying to get my breath back. Those did take a toll on me, and at over 40, I had to make some changes. I am now using a treadmill as regular as I can, at least four times for the week, 1 hour a day, and I try to hit 10,000 steps every single day. So far, this part has contributed to losing about 25 pounds. Well, 2, mental wellness. As a teenager, again, I involved myself in yoga and meditation, and I reached a point where I could control my breathing. I can even manipulate my hands, with one hand feeling hot, another feeling cold. That was the strength of my mental health. After these activities, I would usually feel happy, relaxed, comforted, and content. I was also carefree. But again, let's go back into adulthood. Back into university, started going to parties, and I also started to work and develop more serious romantic relationships. I no longer had time for mental fitness, and I put on weight. Now, as a mature adult, my mental fitness changes are finding humor wherever I go. Let's find something to laugh at and not take things seriously all the time. I also spend quality time with the kids, teach them to ride their bikes, do rollerblading, scooter, and generally spending time with them. I try my best to ignore stressful situations and people. And most importantly, I take time for myself. As an introvert, I love a quiet breakfast. I cherish mowing the lawn and working on my landscaping. Well, 3, gastronomic wellness. Now, as a youth, I ate anything, including wild meat, such as deer, boar. I had snake once, pigeon, and horse. Of course, eating like that, I'm going to put on weight. I was at 40 years, I was 185 pounds. Poor diet, drinking beer, lack of exercise, all of these things caused me to gain that weight. So after my conversation with the doctor, I have now managed to bring my weight down to about 160 pounds. My goal is to lose about 10 more pounds. And I hope to get there before summer next year. Some of these changes I made when I'm eating, I now eat by 7 instead of between 9 and 10. Less fast food, less carbs, and more cooking at home. Now, my wife complains I take so long to cook, but remember, we are ignoring stressful people. So I am seriously considering, though, something called a carnivore diet. And that's a program based on the concept that humans originally ate only meat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The idea is that no sugar would lead to no high blood pressure and no diabetes, which are my two areas of concern. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, all of that meat, cholesterol is a problem. But apparently, from what I've been reading, cholesterol actually is good for the body. It helps your body to heal. But when there's a high level of sugar in the blood, it actually interferes with what cholesterol is supposed to do. So maybe I will try it and see. My fellow Toastmasters, thank you for letting me share some of these highlights with you. And I would be rhapsodic if I've encouraged you to look into your own wellness goals after this meeting. I would sum it up by saying everyone is different and you should always listen to your body. Well, physical, mental, and the gastronomic. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. That was a wonderful speech and we totally enjoyed. Let's give a round of applause to Alan. Well. 3 wells for him. We learned a lot about him today, and I will give my personal evaluation to him formally in our coming up soon. But today we only have one speaker, so we'll move right into table topics. Table topics is when the topic master asks a question and randomly choose someone. That means that's everyone in the room to answer, because there's only a few of us today. Our table topic master is Adeline. Adeline, here we go.
Thank you. Good morning, afternoon, evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. So as we approach Thanksgiving season, we are reminded of the importance of gratitude, reflection, and togetherness. It's a time to pause and think about all the blessings we have in our lives, big and small, and to share those thoughts with others, whether it's family, friends, or experiences. Thanksgiving is a reminder to appreciate the people and moments that makes our lives meaningful. Today, I'm excited to guide you through a table topic segment that explore the themes of gratitude, traditions, and the spirit of giving. Since we're all gathered here today in the spirit of Thanksgiving, let's make this as fun as possible. I'll be calling on volunteers, but if you're feeling brave and want to answer a question, just wave your hand and I will call on you. If you're looking for an extra challenge, feel free to answer the questions in the most creative way possible, perhaps with a funny Thanksgiving anecdote or even a bit of storytelling. I promise there is no right answer, just share your thoughts and let's have some fun as we reflect on gratitude. So who would like to jump first? I'm going to say the first question. I have a set of 20 questions that we can try to answer during our segment. First question is, what is one thing you're most grateful for this year and why? But I can start by saying I'm very grateful for Toastmasters experience so far. This has really transformed my life, my level of confidence in communication. And just for you to know, my 2 years training in Toastmasters, where I went from being a mentee to a mentor, has leveled me up. And now I am able to speak at conferences, international conferences. I'm giving workshops. I'm always asked to present events online in every sphere of my life. And this has become so easy. I'm no longer afraid, or you know, I no longer need to practice too much before a meeting or before an event or before I jump in. So the fruits of Toastmasters are quick, tangible, and it can take you places in your own professional life. Okay, next question. Thank you. So next question is, what's the most memorable Thanksgiving meal that you have ever had, and what made it so special? I cannot answer that because I live in the Middle East and we do not have Thanksgiving. So where are our American friends who can answer this question? Go ahead, Tara.
I had one very amusing Thanksgiving many years ago. I believe the year was 2000, actually. I went with a group of friends to visit Paris. It was my first time in the beautiful city of lights, which has all the magic that you can expect. We had a few people coming from the same city. We were a group of all girls. And then we also had a couple joining from another city, friends joining from elsewhere in Europe. And before I knew it, there we were. We all met up, I think, on the Wednesday. Before we knew it, on Thursday, we were walking around. We had done some sightseeing and we wanted to find dinner. And we weren't picky. This did not have to be a special Thanksgiving dinner. It just happened to be, it was Thanksgiving and we needed dinner. That was the specific situation we were in. Well, if you have ever been to Paris and tried walking around with a group of 12 people to find a table, you know that that will never happen. The most you can find is a table for 4 if you have not made a reservation. We walked around a bit and met with a lot of puzzled looks as to why such a large group would have no reservation. And we eventually figured it out, that we had to parse ourselves out, and we were in an area where there were restaurants side by side. So the first 4 people took a table where that was available, and then the next group at the next restaurant, the next group at the next restaurant. And in truth, that whole trip was magical and fun. But the only restaurant I remember in Paris that had enough space to seat 12 people together was a Mexican restaurant that we found on Friday. But in any case, it is wonderful to be in a place where a dinner that's normally so large turns into an intimate party of 4 because of the adventure that you're having together. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you. As a French who lived in Paris, I know very well that restaurants are small, and so you won't be able to find a big table that late, you know. Okay, next question. How do you show gratitude in your everyday life, not just during the holiday season? That's interesting. I would like to call on our guest, Tina, if you'd like to share with us.
Sure. Hi. Sorry. I developed something that I learned from watching Oprah. One of the things that she does is that she lists 3 things that she is grateful for every day, as well as one experience in the last 24 hours that she is grateful for. So I am not always able to do it because, sometimes we forget, but that is something that I try to do regularly. And I do believe that it's helped me just develop an attitude of gratitude.
So you show gratitude by writing down what you're grateful for. That's a great way
Yes.
to be anchored in those small moments. Well done. We should do that. Okay. Okay. If you could spend Thanksgiving with any historical figure, who would it be and why? He can be dead, of course. Like we're bringing him back to life for one night. No one? Yeah, Karen.
So, as many of you know, I am, sorry, I'm trying to reset my timer so I can time myself. I am a big bibliophile. I'm a big reader. I really enjoy the written word and the stories. And so when it comes to historical figures, my mind first jumps to different authors that I've read. And one of my favorites is Jules Verne. I named my daughter after Jules Verne. As you can see, my background on my screen is this lovely, like dramatic seascape. It's not that I love the ocean so much, it's that I love the creativity and the thought. And I first experienced Jules Verne through 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So even though it is not deep and meaningful in any sort of like social political sense, I would love to have Thanksgiving dinner with Jules Verne just so I can meet him and just learn to understand some of the joys that he has and some of his, downturns, and see where he gets his inspiration from and what makes him happy. And maybe I can also learn to write just a little bit like him. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you, Carrie, for sharing. So moving on to the next question. Can you recall a moment? No, before that, sorry. Thanksgiving is about food and family. What's one tradition that makes your Thanksgiving unique?
I can take that one. I'm not American, so Thanksgiving is strange for me. What makes gatherings unique is just that we have. I remember when my grandmother was still alive, everyone used to come across to her house for Christmas, and it would be from all sides of the family, and we all came together, and there was a lot of food. So we had there was just food for days, and people would bring their own stuff. So things like the flatbreads or the rotias, we used to call it, the curries, the stews, the grilled meats. It was just a huge spread. And of course, alcohol, just that was another story by itself. But what brings it good is that we all came together and we reconnected at the end of the year. And that's to set the tone. Okay, let's celebrate everything that we've done so far. And let's set the tone for our next year. What do we need to do? And get their feedback from cousins. It was also a nice time for the cousins to get together and play, right? That's I always remember those events. Unfortunately, I'm not living there again, and even family has now dispersed all over the world. It's really, really going to be tough. We only get together now for funerals, unfortunately. I can't even say weddings, but we come together for funerals. It's not the same. We still cherish them in due course. Thank you, Madam Table Talks.
Thank you, Alan. I hear your pain. Families are being really scattered nowadays in the world. Moving on to something more joyful a bit. Can you recall a moment when you felt especially thankful for something unexpected? An unexpected blessing. We need to hear other people. So we have Ade and Harildo in front of me who have not spoken yet. And Ashley.
Let me take that call then. So
Yeah.
a moment in my life that I felt grateful, unexpected, was there's so many moments, so many things that have happened, but the one that I can recollect vividly was when one of my sons, it was he wanted to do his 1 year internship, and he applied to different companies for 1 year internship in the university for the one that they do in the uni when they get to third year. And you know, all of a sudden he's been calling me, and he just I was like, why are you calling me? And he said, you know what? One of the organizations that offer me a place for my internship. I was really thankful and I was grateful because I didn't expect that it would be that quick. So that's one of the moments.
Beautiful. Thank you, Ade. So moving on. If you could create a new Thanksgiving tradition, what would it involve? For the one who celebrated. So who celebrates Thanksgiving? Let's start from there. Not me. Okay. Harold. So Harold, this question is for you. Something you would like. You are muted.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Sure. If you could create a new tradition around Thanksgiving, what would it involve?
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, why do we even need a new tradition? Thanksgiving is an opportunity to celebrate a tradition of saying thank you. And so, how can we make Thanksgiving even more thankful? Perhaps we can start bringing gifts to our Thanksgiving. What if we could have food? And if you're at Alan's house, some alcohol and some gifts. What tradition will that be? I might leave where I am and go visit Alan with some food, some gifts, and alcohol. And I go, well, well, well. I think that is a great new tradition that we can have for Thanksgiving. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you. And from my tradition, I'll be adding some dancing and singing. So it's going to be a fiesta. Okay. Last question for Ashley. Would you like to answer a question, Ashley? It's going to be about how to balance the joy of the season with the pressure that sometimes come with it, the stress and the pressure.
Okay, thank you. It's not concerned about the Thanksgiving, right? Just how to balance that, right?
Yeah, you can pick any celebration, maybe Christmas or something else.
Okay, because I'm from Taiwan, so usually we have big holidays like Chinese New Year. So I think that's the good time for most of us to relax from work, because it's kind of we are very stressed for the whole year, and during that time, usually most of us will like to go traveling and to see something different outside of Taiwan. And it's like it's a very common way for people to balance the work and the life. Yeah.
I hear you, Ashley. So you are under pressure the whole year and you wait for holidays to have a break.
Most of time because of work. Most of time.
I understand. Thank you for sharing. How are we on time? Timer. You are muted.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters, for your patience while I remember to unmute myself. Madam Table Topics Master, we are at the perfect place to take a break from table topics and move on to the next section.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master, for those rolling questions on Thanksgiving, giving thanks and gratitude. If you're visiting with us, I think literally we have someone in almost every continent of the world when I look around the room. And I think that is an excitement, and we ought to celebrate that we have technology that can bring us together from across the world, from across the globe, and come together in unity and give thanks in practice. As we continue in our Toastmasters program today, we move into the third part of the program. This is the general evaluation, and leading that session is our very competent secretary of our club, and she's Ade. I think Ade is in the UK. Yes, I must say that. Ade is in the UK. So from the continent of Europe, Ade is going to be leading us. Here we go.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you very much. Now, I'll now ask our timer. We now report on how we've done with the time. You may now give your reports, Toastmaster Kerry.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. We had an excellent set of time activities today. I would like to let you know that Alan, our key speaker today, was perfectly timed at 6 minutes and 30 seconds. He also had one of the favorite phrases I've heard is, "I cherish mowing the lawn." I never thought I would hear anybody say that. And yet, as an introvert myself, I can understand sometimes you just need the peace and quiet, and you have to look busy so people don't bother you. And I can totally appreciate the success you feel when you're done mowing the lawn. So I want to let you know how much I enjoyed that particular phrase. I also appreciated the section where you said that we are ignoring stressful people, and I would like to practice that myself. I'm going to see if I can put that into practice. So thank you, Toastmaster Alan, for a lovely speech with some very memorable, at least for me, quotes. And you are the only person who has so far used the word of the day. When it comes to table topics, we had a number of people participate, which has been very exhilarating. We had 8 participants all told. Our first participant was Adeline, who had 54 seconds. The second participant was Tara at 2 minutes, 11 seconds. Our third participant, Tinaye, was at 40 seconds. Our fourth participant, myself, Carrie, was at 1 minute and 5 seconds. Our fifth participant, Alan, was at 1 minute, 43 seconds. Our sixth participant, Ade, was at 1 minute, 10 seconds. Our seventh participant, Heralda, was at 51 seconds, not 51 minutes. And our key participant, Ashley, was at 1 minute and 1 second. Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. This is your timer's report for the day.
Thank you very much. Just before we carry on, for the evaluation of Toastmaster Alan's speech, I don't know whether it's going to be a silent one or are we able to give the evaluation right here? If that's, I think we still have time. Can I invite Toastmaster of the Day, distinguished Toastmaster Aveda, to please give our evaluation of
I'm the substitute evaluator today. Do you want me to go ahead?
Yes, please.
Wonderful. Great. Alan, thank you so much for your speech. Well. That was a dynamic, mature Toastmaster speech that I thoroughly enjoyed. There's so many things that you did well. Well. You used a topic, a title that was easy and catchy, and you used it at the beginning, You use it down your list of contents, use it in your conclusion, and you still have me using it right now. So it was easy, it was fun, it was short, and it was memorable. And so you set an example for what a good title looks and sounds like and how to use it. Your speech was easy to follow. In Toastmasters, we recommend in a 5 to 7 minute speech, 1 to 3 points, and you use 3 points. Many different wells, the wells of physical wellness, mental wellness, and food wellness. And I love your strategy in setting up your speech was to compare your habits in each one of these. And you did it across the board in each category, but you also did it as a youth, whether that was in high school, in college, and then adulthood. You almost did a before and after. And you showed us your life. You used your life as an example to show your transformational journey of your struggles, your pitfalls, your family values, and it was done well. It was like a beautiful icebreaker, advanced story. I learned so many things about you. I learned about your passion for food. I saw how you're dedicated, and you lost over 25 pounds. And there was times that you ascended and there was times that you fell down, but you described the entire journey, which allowed me to cheer for you and makes it for a good, memorable story. Easy to follow, fun, and most importantly, you paced yourself really well. And when you pace yourself, you give me a chance to chew on your food. You give me a chance to lift weights with you. You give me a chance to think with your mental health, wellness. You talked about humor as your only form of mental expression these days. And I love that. And it adds such richness to your presentation. There's so many things that you did well, Alan. And so I want to commend you on this very advanced and well put together speech. And then I was pondering, as like a good Toastmasters, we always want to give a suggestion or two or three on how you can make this even more better. And Alan, I was like, what can you do? What can you say to me to make this even more dynamic? I was like, show me a picture. A picture says, you're telling me the truth. I know you're telling me the truth. Show me the foods that you like. Show me the weights that you live. Show me the joy you got from your grandma. Show me the pictures before and after. Well, well, well. Done beautifully. Congratulations.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Next, we'll hear from the word master and grammarian who has been cracking our use of the word of the day and listening for good uses of the language, as well as point for improvement. You may now give your report, Toastmaster Kerry.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ade. The word of the day, rhapsodic, was successfully used by our key speaker today, Alan Samaru, and I congratulate him on being the only person to use the word rhapsodic today. I want to let him know that he is on top of the mountain and the rest of us are still climbing. I have mentioned, of course, that in your speech, I completely enjoyed your use of the phrase, which I wrote down and then I moved away. The how to avoid stressful people. And that is also one of my goals for the holiday season. So Madam General Evaluator, thank you for expressing everybody's abilities to participate today. And thank you for my time.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kerry. The next is the R counter, who tracks the use of verbal pause, those ha and ums that comes out of our mouth while we think of next thing to say and detract audience from our message. Toastmaster Tara, you may now give your report.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. On my list here, I actually have you at the top because Ade comes first. I had 4 for you. I had Geralda, I did not have any. Alan, I did not have anything to count. Adeline, I don't have anything. Carrie, I do have nearly 10, a few more. I will note that there's a difference between sometimes you do an a loud pause. Sometimes you do a very quick like a really almost like a half beat of a pause that you're vocalizing. That's probably going to be pretty easy to get rid of if you just try to if you try to potentially just breathe through that rather than having that quick almost like a glottal stop. You did use one time. And then Tinaye, our guest, I counted 1. Ashley, I counted 2 filler words. In general, I was trying to take notes of the use of the word so. That's a really tricky word because so has a rightful place as a conjunction. It serves as a legitimate part of speech many times. I guess my advice to everyone would be to try to consider whether you are using the word so to begin the sentence. Grammatically, it can be done. It is on occasion called for. But if you could try to limit it to really use it as a conjunction in the middle of a sentence or in the phrase so many, so much, which was used tonight, that would potentially bring down the heavy usage of the word so. I say this because even in my own household, we're doing a challenge to try to reduce the use of the word so. It has many useful uses, but it can eventually begin to sound like an or a ah when it's repeated in so many different kinds of situations. Very versatile, but kind of like not putting a lot of salt on the meal you're going to eat. Try to sprinkle so with the same caution that you would use with your salt shaker. Send it back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tara. Now, I have few comments on the meeting as a whole. Timer, please monitor my time between 1 to 2 minutes. Did we start the meeting on time? Yes, we started the meeting on time. The meeting agenda was available well ahead of today, and the new guests were welcomed by the Toastmaster of the day, as well as the VPE, Vice President of Education. But the only thing I noticed that most of the people participating in the rules were not available. So it's important that we ensure that we have people confirm their roles and also follow up with them before the day of the meeting so that we don't find ourselves in this kind of situation again. Although people did step up, thank you, Toastmaster Kerry, thank you, Toastmaster Clara, and thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Avelda. They step up to kind of double hard to take those roles. Thank you very much. And what can I say about the table topics? Very interesting. Thanksgiving, because as we are all aware, America will be celebrating Thanksgiving holiday very soon, I think coming next week. So, and I believe we all have something to be grateful and thankful for. I'll now hand over the control back to the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator and team, for a dynamic job in this Thanksgiving season, gratitude, and holiday season. As we wrap up our meeting, I want to thank each and everyone from across all the continents for coming to today's meeting. And I will turn it back over to our Vice President of Education, Alan Samaru, sir, who sits as our presiding officer today. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. You did a remarkable job as usual. We do appreciate it. As we close today's meeting, just a couple of announcements to make. In December, we do have one meeting on the 5th of December, and I'm not sure if we would have one on the 19th. I think I'm going to ask that question to the executives to get people, or maybe the entire group, to get feedback. I know it's very close to the Christmas holiday itself, and availability of our team, our members, is also important. So I'll ask that question, and we'll confirm if we're going to have a meeting on the 19th of December. But definitely, we will have one on December, the first Thursday in December. I know at the start of the meeting we did have 3 guests, and I hope we have their names. Ashley, thank you for remaining with us. I do hope you enjoyed today's meeting at GBL Global Business Leaders Toastmasters Club. As you know, we are in all over the world, all continents. I don't think we have anyone from Australia yet, did we? Maybe we can challenge ourselves to get someone from Australia for one of our meetings, and then we can truly say all 5 continents. Ooh, GBL is a rocking Toastmasters Club. But we are very warm, and as you can see, mistakes are made, and we're all forgiving. That's the nature of Toastmasters Club, even more so the nature of GBL. So this is a really, really great place for you to learn and get very comfortable at speaking in front of crowds, even giving impromptu speeches. I think Toastmaster Adeline gave testimony to her development since becoming a Toastmaster and joining GBL 2 years running. She's also very heavy in our contests. I mean, we break down barriers. We do. We break down barriers, this club. So I encourage you to come again. And hopefully you will be able to join this club. One of our VP's membership would contact you offline and have some more conversations, have some more discussions around with you on membership. Would you like to say a few words? Would you like to say a few words to us just to wrap things up? I can, if you want.
Oh, I just sent. Sorry, I just sent some words. Actually, this is not the first time, but I think it's just the third time I tried to different Toastmasters clubs. Yeah, but this is not actually this is not a big club, but it's very warm, and I can feel everybody is very warm, friendly, and yeah, it's very wonderful, amazing here. Yeah, because everyone kind of encourage others to speak, and they are trying to help each other. Very good. Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you for that feedback. We do appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you again in this club, Ashley.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. It is now 3 minutes to the hour. Our time is up, and I wish you all the best. See you at our next meeting. Bye.